Alright, Imma, stop the lurking with this one. Be me. Be 16, yo retard. Be at a summer camp with a lot of girls. The campsite was set up so that the girls were at the main camp and the guys were at a different camp 250 meters up the mountain. Decide to sneak out to meet some of the girls and hike a short 1 kilometer to the local town where there was a public store. Me and 3 other guys begin to go to the meeting point, a point on the trail going into town. Dim our lights by putting a round cutout of those single-use plastic cups and blocking about 70% of the lens with electric tape. We had to cut through Forest BC. The organizers would randomly patrol the trail connecting the 2 camps. About third of the way through we smell something rotten, but also like sulfur. We think it's just some carcass, ignore it. Realize that the noises of the forest are gone. Begin to feel watched and a feeling of dread. We're only armed with our pocket knives and tactical flashlight, so we are pretty much sitting ducks. Be first in the line leading the group. Stop hearing the footsteps behind me. Stop and look back as the rest are stopping, be about 5 to 7 meters in front of them. As I'm walking, now shitting my pants, hear something run in the woods. Try to shine light at it, but we dimmed them so much they pretty much only illuminated the ground about 3 meters in front of us. We think we are coughed, so we quickly turn off the lights. As a friend of mine is telling how retarded I am for shining a light at an organizer, the noise returns and is coming towards us. We hit the ground, but something just feels off. I pull out my trusty knife, BC autistic retard. The noise stops for a second and a very faint clicking begins, but stops after a few seconds. The noise returns, now it's a no walking. And that's when the smell became much worse, much worse. It was bad enough to where I almost couldn't breathe. And then the guy who was last in the group shines his light, which he undimmed while we were hiding. As the light hit, wherever we heard the sounds from the slow walking stopped. I frantically started to undim my light as well. I whisper shot to him to keep the light. Light my light at the area, now scanning it. See nothing. Tell the others to get up. The smell slowly disappears with the summer night breeze. After 2 to 3 minutes, but what felt like 45, of scanning the woods, the smell is all gone, and the noises return. We are still very shook, and adrenaline was pumping, but the feeling of being watched and dread was gone. After discussing what the fuck this was for 5 minutes, and periodically looking out, we begin to go on the move again. Make it to the meeting point without any problems. Girls arrived a bit later. When we asked them if they saw met anything unusual, they just told that 2 of the 9 group didn't make it as they got coughed leaving the campsite. TLDR almost got fucked up by a demon while trying to get laid. BTW, this was in the mountains of Matra, Hungary. There are in theory no 2 very little bears, and the ones that are not in the part we were. Same with wolves. So animals are out of the question. There are also no cryptids I know about that fit the description. If you know anything, it would be appreciated. We talk about this event almost any time we meet. This was 6 years ago. Up here. This happened when I was about 12. Be me. Around 2007 to 2008. In Sosol. A riverbed runs the entire length of neighborhood. School is located in same neighborhood. Would use the riverbed as a shortcut to get to my block. Friends and I would walk it all the time. Would occasionally see animals. Rabbits and lizards mostly. We took a particular interest in this giant house-sized sewer grate tunnel that ran under the street of our neighborhoods. It would make noises sometimes. Sounded like a very deep low breathing. You'd feel it in your ears and chest sometimes. Friends and I would go down there and throw rocks at the grate because the vibration made a really cool echo. Do this for consistently for about 4 months almost every other day after school. Would occasionally hear movement coming from inside this giant tunnel. One time friend swore he had seen and heard something inside the tunnel. Said it was fleshy colored and didn't have a face. Call bullshit. It's mostly pitch black. So you couldn't really see anything. Figured he was lying to sound cool. Time passes. One day we hear shuffling noises and what sounded like a choking cough coming from tunnel. Thought it could be a homeless person. Ignored it once that thought came up. Next day. Friend and I are throwing rocks at the sewer grate. We hear something shuffle up closer to us from the darkness. Made some kinda noise. It sounded like a person. Sounded like SHHHHHSHH, TCH 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 SH. The TCH sound we heard reminded me of how someone whose boom boxing imitates a hi-hat. Friend and I reel in horror. Tunnel got very cold. We were outside. This was during 95-degree weather in the spring. We run away and never go back to that part of the riverbed again. We were actually in tears. Would occasionally see black dog that started roaming that area after this incident. Never walk the riverbed again. Pic related. The grate was in front of this building. I lived on the next block. Over. Had something vaguely similar with the voice thing and a featureless person. Be me. Few years ago. Fall asleep in my room around noon. Dream was almost unremarkable. However, it's one of the only times I've had a lucid dream. Although it was extremely short-lived. Dream that I was in the kitchen getting ready to make food. Obviously have done this countless times, so my kitchen is extremely recognizable to me. Notice something is off about the stove. Become self-aware that I'm dreaming due to this odd detail. Almost immediately after the realization, I hear my own voice speak loudly in my head. Something along the lines of, "I can't be dreaming, or am I dreaming?" It echoes in my head and gets louder. Get tunnel vision. Transition into another dream. Dream that I'm waking up from the previous dream. Room is perfectly recreated in this dream, nothing about it is off, unlike with the kitchen previously. Have a weird feeling though. Feel that I'm not alone. Scan my room. Look. Towards the right side of the room. Nothing. Look towards the left. Nothing. Look back at the right. A shadow figure is standing there this time. No features that I can see, but I can tell it's staring directly at me. Fear takes over, and I can't do anything as it starts to approach me. Wake up for real before it can touch me. Kind of in a panic for a minute or two. It's now almost sunset outside. This kind of spooks me even more because the time of day and the lighting in my room is exactly the same as it was in the dream. PT1. Be me 2015 to 2016. In Social. Sometime in December. Walking home at around 8 p.m. Living with a friend. Live really close to an oil refinery. Refinery sometimes makes a portion of the sky glow orange at night. Walking in my neighborhood. Almost home. See orange glow in the western portion of the sky. Think absolutely nothing about it. Glow starts to get bigger. Turn to look at it. It's not the oil refinery. It's in the sky. There's a single cloud in the sky. Glow is coming from inside of it. Circular-shaped orange-reddish glow. Starts to grow horizontally. Takes on a more of a cigar shape. Giant glowing orange cigar in the cloud. Cigar shrinks from back to front. Think of it like how a telescope retracts into itself. It is moving forward in my direction. Bright flash like a camera shutter. This thing emerges from the cloud. Just staring at this fucking thing. Sounds really fucking gay, but I swear this thing looked right at me. It's a lot closer than I thought. Wave. It nervously. It moves slightly, pauses for a moment. Then proceeds to fuck off west toward the ocean. Leaves a really weird looking contrail. Freaked the fuck out. Tried to record it using my piece of shit phone. Phone works, but quality is so bad it doesn't look like anything is there. Be me in 2011-2012-ish. Got a PS2 as a Christmas gift from my parents. Fucking loved playing every second, even more than watching cartoons. Was in my early teens when this happened. One night, my parents go to a dinner just between the two of them. My sister, who's 6 years older than me, was in charge of the house whenever both of them weren't home. That eventually changed as I got older. Told me I could play on the PS2 for however long I wanted, as long as I could be quiet, and our parents didn't catch me awake in the middle of the night. Decide to play until parents come back home. A few hours later, it's 1 a.m. Sis is sleeping on her bedroom, I'm playing San Andreas on mine. With the corner of my eye I spotted someone in the doorway. Didn't heard any doors opening, definitively wasn't my mom, my dad or my sister, she always slept with a closed door. Slowly turned my head to see who this person was. It was tall, at least 6, as white as the doorway. Looked like it was made of shadow. Couldn't see any features like face, eyes, or clothes. But deep down I knew and felt it was staring at me. Pretended I didn't see anything, slowly turned off my PS2 and my TV, tucked myself in my covers. Didn't heard any footsteps, but I felt it was closer. Felt something sitting on the side of the bed, almost in front of my face. It slowly starts to pull my covers. Heard the front door opening and a bit of drunken banter. My parents came back. Could feel the thing disappearing on the spot. I started feeling tired right after. Fell asleep as I heard my parents getting closer to my bedroom. Other stuff happened, like 2 weird vivid dreams I had on these last few weeks. Could do a PT2 if anyone is interested. I got cucked again in my lucid dream again. I have come very close to having sex in my dreams a lot of times in the past, and every time I either wake up or some dumb shit inside the dream prevents me from having sex, but today was a little different. I was taking a short nap after working out because I'm generally tired and don't get enough sleep. So anyways, here's how it went. Also suck at greentext, so bear with me. Be me. In a half dreaming, half awake state. Not very trained in lucid dreaming, but have enough experience to know that in such a state, you shouldn't try to do something very active. Be in an old Japanese store run by an old couple serving fruits mixed with some kind of liquid. I think I saw this food in a YouTube video, once, not sure how it appeared in my dream. There are other old people in the store. The old woman running the store hands me the bowl of food. No empty chairs inside the small store, so I head outside to find a place to sit down. Turns out the store is in a rooftop of some building, and outside the store is balcony with tables and chairs made from wood to sit on. I take a seat on one of the chairs. To my right are 2 women, one of them is a middle-aged Jap woman, and to the left is a much younger woman. I pass a half-assed and look down at my food because looking at women even in my dreams gives me anxiety, so I just try to avoid them. Since I already know that I'm half awake, I don't do anything hasty and instead think that I wanna fuck some Jap pussy, because whatever you think usually comes true in your dreams. I keep eating the weird fruits, and after a while the younger girl sits in front of me and is pushing the table I am eating on. The girl hints at me sexually and exits the floor we are on. All the people on the floor vanished into thin air by now, so it's just me. The younger girl, who appeared to have gotten younger from the time I first saw her, returns with her friend in slutty clothes. By this point I am diamonds and somehow naked, so my dick is just out there. Space and proportions change all the time in dreams before you realize it for some reason. They look at my dick and blush as they approach it. Next thing I know, I am fucking probably underage Japanese pussy. The first girl is riding my dick as the second one watches. Imenseplazer.jpg. I try to pull down the other girl on the bench to fuck her equum. As I bring her down, the girls disappear, the environment around me disappears, and everything goes black before I get to finish. I get an advertisement for a football club sponsored by Emirates and other airplane companies with Messi. Pick Grell is what I kind of saw. I wake up in denial of what just happened with a mild boner. The end. Hi guys, this post will be quite long, since I will tell you what happened to me and my GF in these days. I am sorry if I'll make grammar errors, but English is not my main language. Be me, 23, and GF is 22. She's currently studying in my city away from her hometown, and she paid a rent to live here. My grandmother had an house, a big one for Italian standards, and nobody lives there since she is now in a retirement home. Fanguther without Ingrid.jpg. Arrange her moving in the new home. I have lived there for quarantine during COVID. House is big and full of photos, lots of holy pictures. And there is the room in op, which is the studium. In the studium library there are lots of early 900 photos of unknown people to me, ancient coins, letters from the same period. The apartment is a little sinister at night since it's on the last floor and the wind hits it constantly. Day before yesterday. Me and girlfriend come back from friend house. She was changing when she hears something falling in the library, something metallic. I go check with her behind me, a little anxious to be honest since it's late at night. Lights are on now, and I am in the library and I can see that nothing has fallen. I swear on my life, I feel an hand on my shoulder pressing me, thinking it's my scared GF. Turn around, she is like 2 meters from me. I don't get scared, really. I thought I was scared, and since I was stiff I got a muscular contraption from it. Go to bed, I don't sleep well since it was weird. Yesterday, I am at my house and I tell my mother what happened, just to creep her out jokingly. When I tell her, she doesn't smile, she just says all like, oh, it happened again. My blood freezes. She tells me that things like this happened before to her and my aunt which lived there, and she tells me to go to my girlfriend while she telephones my aunt to talk about the apartment. Up here, like before, but I didn't write it. Monday we're gonna have a priest, exorcist, come blessing the house. When we called him and we told him what happened, he laughed and told us like, just that? usually is way worse. He told us that might be a lost soul in the purgatory which didn't find peace, or a devil which is trying to just scare us. The priest confirmed us that we cannot get hurt. Be me a few weeks ago. Got back into meditation, helped me every now and then with sleeping better and calming myself. While meditating one night, I fell asleep without even realizing, or maybe it was a vision, I still don't know. Saw myself in my bedroom, but the bedroom was the only thing that existed. Everything else was a wide white void. Looked around, my room, everything in it was normal. Felt that I'm not alone. Turned back, see someone. It looked a lot like me, but it definitively wasn't me. He was naked, with less body fat and a bit more muscle. Hair was waving around on its own. My hair is quite long, so it looked a lot like those classic painting halos around my face, but blackened. Both skin and hair were pitch black with colorful and shining dots and spots. It felt like I was looking at the night sky. Eyes were two blazing yellow balls that shined a bit brighter than the other spots, but my eyes didn't hurt when I looked directly at them. A shy but warm smile formed on his lips and reached out to me, like he wanted to shake hands. Start reaching out, woke up when our hands were about to touch. Checked the hour, 4 a.m. No sense of tiredness, in fact I was quite energized on that specific day. That's dream 1, dream 2 happened last night. Be me, back in my mid-20s, normal everyday kinda guy. Get paired up with a guy at work who red pills me about the Bilderbergers. 9 to 11 happens. Get lost in the New World Order conspiracy. Smoke weed every day. Fall in love. Start to sleep less. Enlightenment attained. Faux family and friends during a mystical experience. Wind up in the psych ward, doped up on downers and lithium, diagnosed bipolar 1. Go manic 5 times in 6 years, 3 times which led to further psych ward visits. Flash forward to now, still medicated, no mania in 4 years. Still convinced we're in a New World Order takeover. Completely black-pilled from looking at the world too much and seeing where it's all going. Bleh. Me in a nutshell. It definitely wasn't boredom lol.